If you hear some mumbling in the background, I have neighbors, and they blast in the radio. So if you hear any mumblings outside, that's what it is. We're in the blue corner, feeling the blues. It's more so just irritation. This is not really a follow-up. This is a little bit after the mid-month review. We're in the corner. Got stuff to talk about. Okay. So I have with me some TCGs. See if I can wait, what is that? What is that on this? Oh, it's just the cards. It's the cards, okay. I thought it was the phone. Let me readjust the camera angle. Okay. I got with me, we won't talk about this. I have it organized in such a way you can dislocate. Or I can remove the split the figure in half. So that's not really the topic of the recording. I have with me Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll get to that in a little bit. I also want to briefly talk about One Piece TCG, just very briefly. And I have the script. So let's see. It's all in this manner. So it's a compilation. I could make this 2 separate recordings, but I don't know. Okay. So all the way back in June 2026 script. Keep your guard up. Honestly, things have been up and down. So yeah. Vocals. Wow, this was edited. I don't know if you can tell, I have a pen and then pencil. This is in pen while this is in pencil. That's an example. The colors are a bit different. I'm looking at it through the camera, or through the phone camera, rather than I'm looking at it at the paper. I'm looking at it with my own eyes. I'm looking through the phone screen, so the recording screen. God Eater mentioned this very briefly, but I was just listening to OSTs. Nostalgic and everything. Yu-Gi-Oh! Complex for new players. So vanilla. I was just thinking on how to improve on just new players. My idea. I was thinking, just have a picture on the background and then talk. You know how you have like Google Slides. So yeah, this is just a random amounts of information. Talking about World Trigger Yuma figure, Grail. There was a Second Blessing store. I wanted to briefly talk about this at the time. It cost $1.50. And I had an image posted on the community post of the manga that I have collected to sell it, because I wasn't really reading and it's taking up so much space. Let's get some money back. Alessa D Arts. Another action figures, like a Grail, I guess. There's also Itachi. Okay. I have some old stuff, DVD anime. Yes, I have a recording of that. So it's just all that. And then, yeah. Rest in peace, content creator. And then I'm just thinking about legacy. For reflective healing. And of course, I just have one Piece deck right now. In my mid-month review, I was briefly talking about not picking up any of the new strategies in OP17. And, yeah, it all harkens back to, I have another half of the script, so we'll take a small break. It all harkens back to just picking why. You know, have a good explanation as to why. There's like value. I'm low-key just thinking about getting rid of the couple books I have left. As, I mean, aside from just like the memories, not really reading them. That's not really the point though. It's more so the memories. But I feel like I can just let go of those memories in a sense. The Argonaut volume that's coming out later this year, apparently, from what I saw in just a random search one day. I am gonna be picking that up because in terms of looking for content on that, it's harder than some of the mangas I have, I guess. So I am interested in that. Plus, it'll just be like the only book I have. I think they turned off the radio. Huh. But okay. So I wanted to briefly show this. I already have a dedicated video about the Yamato deck, so just go look at that. But I recently thought of a good argument for just picking your TCG decks, I guess, in this example. The 3 reasons are art, gameplay, and flavor, I guess. So, we'll do gameplay. That's the easiest one. The strategy for this deck is just rush from the trash. You you mainly just focus on the Yamato, and you go into your bigger attackers. There's also the Momo line. You get a blocker and more attackers. And this effect here can also revive. So gameplay wise, it's pretty aggressive. So it's simplistic and that's fine. That's gameplay. Art, we'll go art. I do like the art at its base. There are some upgraded arts, like the static for this set, OP16, with all the leader arts. There's a new Robin one. There's also a new Nami one. That's cool art. There's a Momo with Yamato on the head. Like that's cool art. Kinemon. This is the best. This one I like. This one more. This one and the other art is same favoritism. There's a new art for this one, I believe. There's like a manga hockey one, not manga, but a hockey looking one in like recently, you know, or like it's in OP17. You know, that's a cool art. This one's fine. So, but just from this here alone, art wise, I like strictly art. And then flavor for this deck, you got the transformations of Yamato and then the 20 cost flavor from Shinobu. So that's the 3 reasons. I wonder if I can apply that with some of the other stuff. The TCGs that I currently like. I can briefly go through that as well before we get to the second half of the script. If I were to apply the same principles from One Piece to these, we got Tristan gameplay. I do like the gameplay. There's a simulator, you know, straw table. There's also felt table with the Grand Archive. That's where I properly tested it. But I like the gameplay before, just deck theory, prep counters, and then just use them all for unblockable. So gameplay, and then art. I like the art. Tristan, you know. Yeah. Just, I really like the character, just from an art perspective. And there, flavor. Well, I'm not too deep into the lore. It's just assassin and automaton. Well, that's a flavor. I haven't really forced myself to improve on the deck. I'm just happy with it in its sealed capacity. And the side note, the deck, or the champion won Worlds, and then Worlds is coming up soon apparently. I just hit an epiphany, like just now, that One Piece will have, not One Piece, Pokemon will have their Worlds. Grand Archive have their Worlds soon. And as of this recording, still no info on the new starter decks, the card list at least. So I'm curious if the material deck is gonna have the Bauble of Abundance or not. I know there's starter decks, they're just meant to be entry products. But from a sealed only environment, it's like, it's kind of a pass. Supply and demand for all TCGs is already kind of difficult as it is. I have Yu-Gi-Oh on the side as well, but let me go to the script. This is at least the script video, so I can put this to the rest. And I still haven't worked on a third script. I could be working on a third script at any time. But this third script is gonna be more life focused, so maybe I just abandon it. I don't know. I say, oh, the script is gonna be this. Is like, oh, I don't know. It's just whenever I'm emotional, I do writing. So let me see what I wrote down. As the first, I mean, you already saw the back half. The first half, I'm still vibing to music every now and then. And then I forgot some of this stuff, honestly. And of course, this was back at June, so I have all this stuff is passed already. We're in August, mid-August. And then of course the reflecting here. TCG, Grand Archive, soon to be 2, maybe. One Piece, currently 1, about to be more at the time. Vanguard, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, yeah. And then this was like a Dark Magician Girl, and Shinobu, and then I had a Toga recently. It's a little bit outdated, as you can tell. Let's see, 5 decks. What did I mean by this? Mage, Ace, Doctor. Oh, just stuff. Figure Patience, Joints Review. Slow update. As I mentioned before, I was going through every single TCG in this script as well. So just in general, what games to pick up, what games to set aside, blockies should be happening in August, late August. And then let's see. On the bottom, on the very bottom here, I'm skimming through the thing as I just have it on the screen. It's been a while since I read this. The Yellow Academic box. Those are the boxes that I have. And then I've been using like a very not sharpened pencil. I've just been scribbling. So this is not like my best handwriting. You know, it's kind of just writing legible enough. So yeah. Honestly, just a affirmation. A reaffirmation. So GA is just chilling. Vanguard. I recently read up on a Harry Stride deck set. It's interesting. It's got some support too. But then there's like the Alt Mile and Asha Stride stuff. So Vanguard is kind of like a all over the place. Set to the side. Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll probably do a separate recording now. This recording has gone long enough. Pokemon. Yeah. Pokemon Loki, Power Creep, and then we got into discussion about Power Creep in life in general. So, yeah. Finally got rid of this script. This is well over 10 minutes. compile all the content in one go. I'm really just recording to let off some steam. Not really anger, but just I'm not really like angry. Maybe I was more angry early in the morning. Cranky. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But now I'm just irritated. Hate life. Hate life kind of mood. Okay, I got me Yu-Gi-Oh! The Lunalight stuff. The one I'm most interested in. Don't really care about the other two. It could be like small petty reasons like if-when summoning, mistiming, or the combos are convoluted enough to be like, no, I don't think I'll play the deck optimally. Even the deck build isn't really optimal. And I recently started liking pendulums. Seems like it's one of those like you gotta take some time to study up, and then it's not that complicated. So it only took several years. That could be like learning a language, right? I briefly stated this before. At least I think I did. Maybe off the record I did. But having multiple TCGs is kind of like multiple languages. There's some universal things like card draw, win conditions, but then the different languages. This one, special summons. One Piece, there's like a Dawn curve. Or an archive is about resources and timings. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Also has some timing too. I think actually I'll leave this for a separate recording. So